I noticed this post this week on Joe Wicks' page. To be honest, I noticed it the other week and I double tapped it and liked it without even thinking anything about it. It was just one of those casual double tap, show a bit of support, lovey dovey. Joe and his missus look great. But then there were these headlines that came along with it, and to be honest, it really kind of pissed me off reading it. It just plays into this whole soft culture that we've been speaking about recently. And the first thing that I wanted to do was pull up some of the quotes that have come from the Instagram post itself of some of these mums, women who have taken offense to the fact that Joe Wicks has literally completed the sins of all sins this week in complimenting his wife. Huh? And the first of these quotes was from Mrs. Smill. Amazing, great advocate for women, but please acknowledge women who wish and strive to do the same, but may also not sleep through the night, have multiple children to care for, work full time whose husbands may not be able to support or have the funds to allow others to support whilst they train. My day can start at 5 a.m. and finish at 9 p.m. 5 to 6 days a week. How do I keep up? FYI, I was an ex-British gymnast. Just had to get that in there, didn't you? Firstly, why are you comparing? Nobody is asking you to keep up. You've directly implied you need to compare yourself to other people on the internet. You are, and nobody else is saying that you do. And it's these kind of comments with a kind of backhanded insult there as well, or to make themselves feel better, they comment on photos like this, and it really kind of pees me off. The next, she looks amazing and it's a great achievement after 3 kids, but see, there's always a but. I feel like most negativity online usually starts with a comment and then a but. And if you just commented, congratulated, and didn't come up with a but and try and be patently offended, then there would be no issue. It's also okay to be a busy working mum who isn't in shape and just doing their best to get through the busy days. I wish I had a PT and a nutritionist husband at home, gym, then maybe it would be more achievable and realistic. But let's celebrate women and mothers of all sizes and shapes, not just slim ones. So to this, I would say there's actually tons of mums who are online celebrating different body shapes, different sizes, some who just don't even want to exercise, and absolutely their choice of what they want to do. But you don't see then comments of people fit shaming them or saying you should be getting back into exercise because it's healthy and you should be getting straight back into shape. This is the opposing side of the argument. And this is why you just shouldn't be commenting on other people's bodies, whether they decide to take time off and time away to be with their child, to enjoy some of those first post-pregnancy memories, or whether the person wants to get straight back into the gym and enjoy the things that they want to do. And this is going to probably sound super harsh, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you wanted to have that lifestyle and go straight back to doing that yourself, you probably should have married Joe Wicks or been Joe Wicks. Next comment. I find this post quite triggering. Okay, another person who's chosen to be offended. I'm a young mum at children's nurse working full time and have just started a business due to the cost of living crisis. My baby is still waking up all night. I'm exhausted and would love some time to exercise regularly. I understand you're wanting to celebrate your wife's achievements, but honestly, the post makes it sound like these things are easy to do and we should all be able to find time to do it even with small children. Trust me, it isn't. Most successful people in life will be really, really good at one thing and then be terrible at pretty much everything else in life. If we look at, like, for example, this lady who's saying she just started a business, you have chosen to start a business. So that means if you've got a dial of energy or a scale of energy, say you've got fitness and health one end and then you've got your business the other, you're probably going to have to move some of that energy that you'd like to pour into your fitness journey up towards your business and get more of a balance, because you have chosen to do that. If you don't have the business, you have more time for you, your life, your baby, your health and fitness journey to get into this shape. You can't have everything. To some things you're going to have to say no to if you want to be successful in other areas, and you've chosen to do that in business. And I feel like a lot of these comments don't come down to being a mother. They come down to excuses. They come down to not taking direct responsibility for your own state and own actions, and then also just comparing yourself to other people, which is always a toxic trait. The thing that this also falls into is something I spoke about on this YouTube channel before, and it's the fallacy of privitation. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's essentially where, well, you can't talk about this because you haven't got as hard as the other person, which is essentially what it's saying. It's essentially saying, well, you have it so easy that you don't deserve those results, or something so horrible is going on somewhere else in the world means that you can't talk about your situation, which is obviously a load of rubbish, because everyone's hard relationships, problems, results are different. The other thing that really started to annoy me is this whole toxicity around hard work. And if someone finds something genuinely enjoyable, for example, for me, if I find training every hour of every day enjoyable, then why would I sacrifice that to do things that other people deem enjoyable or that social norms deem to be enjoyable into my life that don't make me any happier? It just doesn't make sense. So if Joe Wicks' wife wants to go off, be fit, healthy, and she enjoys the kind of endorphin release, the feeling of being in shape, the self-esteem boost, let them be and do what makes you happy as they will. Because being permanently offended must be one of the most exhausting jobs on the internet. It feels like also sometimes we replace the word lazy with relatable, where we get these people who online just realistically can't be arsed doing anything, and then use that as it's not relatable. Just because someone achieves something or does something great, most of the time it's probably not going to be relatable, because the things that are hard, most people don't achieve. And at some point, we've got to start using the finger of blame and using that to point at other people and start looking in the mirror of responsibility. Because many people may have owned or contributed to your past, but only you can own your future and your circumstances. And as long as you are blaming someone else or something else, you are going to remain powerless to take responsibility to that place that you're currently in. Just from looking at this image of Joe and his missus who look blatantly happy, the actual post itself read out, "So proud of Rosie, I think she looks absolutely phenomenal. She exercised all the way through her pregnancy with Lenny and has really stepped up her training in the past 6 months to rebuild her strength. There is no doubt genetics has an impact and plays a role, so therefore he's actually highlighting one of the things that most fitness influencers don't even touch on, which is genetics, which probably has a bigger play than having a husband who's a PT or a lot of money. But I've seen her work so hard to rebuild her strength and fitness. She's lifting heavier weights than ever and in the best physical and mental shape of her life. What's more impressive is Lenny has never slept through the night, and since 4 months old, continues to wake up multiple times through the night. She still makes the commitment to healthy and active lifestyle, and when she does train, she really pushes herself, and I admire her for that. Great. She hates cardio and currently lifts heavy weights 3 times a week for around 45 minutes. And obviously there's a plug to his app at the end. Again, I'm also by no means saying that women post-pregnancy, which I also have no idea about, never been through, my partner's not been through yet. I'm not advising people what to do. If people want to take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months off from their own health and fitness journey because they now want to devote more of their time in their life to the experiences with the child, bringing up the child, enjoying memories, and taking time off, by all means do so, because I think you should do what makes you happy, but then don't shit on other people's parade based on what you're doing, because they wouldn't probably do it to you. On the flip side, if that is for you enjoying and getting straight back into fitness because that's your thing, and especially because it's probably part of your job or hobby of your husband, then by all means do what makes you happy. But again, I'll end it with this quote. If somebody has had it worse off, but done it better, you have no excuses. I'm not always a big fan of everything that Joe Wicks does, but I think on this account, if we're going to have the playground minority of mummies pointing the finger and fit shaming people, then that's something I'm massively against, as well as being on the flip side, fat shaming. Because again, if something makes you happy, whatever that thing may be, and you are healthy and not affecting other people doing it, crack on. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you like the video. Again, drop any questions. If you disagree with me, drop them below. We can disagree and be friends. And if there's anything that you would like me to cover, any of the topics that you found useful, you found in the media this week, which have been particularly triggering, please drop them in the comments below. And that's Lean In 15. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please drop a like. If this is your first time visiting my channel, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Don't finna jump for this shit up top when I